We live in an era defined by a contradiction. While many are certain they possess the moral high ground, our public life is riddled with deceit. You can see this everywhere. In 2008, Wall Street executives plunged the global economy into a recession. In India, B. Ramalinga Raju built a software empire, only to swindle his company out of billions in the country's largest corporate fraud. Gurcharan spent 30 years climbing the multinational corporate ladder. At the time he was 50, serving as CEO of Procter & Gamble India, the relentless pursuit of market share left him feeling hollow. He took early retirement, stepped away from the boardroom, and decided to read the classical texts of ancient India to see if they held a practical definition of a good life. His investigation culminated in a close reading of the ancient Sanskrit epic, the Mahabharata, and forms the basis of his resulting book. To navigate our modern crises of corporate greed and political decay, Das realized we have to step away from modern dogma. We have to look backward to a text that actually embraces moral ambiguity. When people think of ancient religious texts, they usually expect tidy, pacifist rules. The Mahabharata is a story about a horrific, apocalyptic war of annihilation, fought between two branches of the same royal family. The entire conflict spirals out of control because of a single, rigged game of dice, where a king gambles away his entire empire, his brothers, and his wife. Amidst this total chaos, the epic obsessively wrestles with one core concept: Dharma. The characters fighting over this lineage are deeply compromised. The heroes possess catastrophic flaws, and the villains frequently display striking virtues. By deliberately confusing the moral high ground, the epic stops you from passively accepting dogma. It forces you to actively investigate the gray areas of human behavior. Dhamma translates loosely to duty, but its root meaning is to sustain. It's the fragile moral balance keeping society functioning. The epic tests this with characters who destroy it. The villain, Duryodhana, views every interaction as a zero-sum game. His ego drives him to an extreme act. After winning the rigged dice game, he drags the opposing queen Draupadi into the royal assembly and attempts to strip her in front of the elders. The elders in the room fail to intervene. That single act of public humiliation makes diplomatic compromise impossible and guarantees a devastating war. When personal ego replaces Dharma, the damage radiates outward, triggering a collapse of the societal order and inevitable violence. On the exact opposite side of the conflict is King Yudhishthira. He strives for absolute moral purity, pacifism, and truth. But Yudhishthira has a crippling gambling addiction. His passive commitment to following the rules allows his rivals to rig the dice game, resulting in the total loss of his kingdom and the endangerment of his family. The Mahabharata presents a radical idea here. Pure, inflexible idealism is actually a failure of Dharma, just as much as pure selfishness. A leader cannot aim for total moral perfection. True leadership requires stepping into the gray areas and using force when necessary to protect the innocent from exploitation. The character who actually secures victory is Krishna, who embodies the pragmatic middle path. To win the war, Krishna employs deceit, orders targeted assassinations of enemy commanders, and even convinces the famously honest Yudhishthira to tell a calculated lie. His operational philosophy is reciprocal altruism. You present a friendly, cooperative face to the world, but you absolutely refuse to let yourself be exploited by cheats. The epic systematically rejects Yudhishthira's paralyzing pacifism and Duryodhana's amoral greed. It demands a pragmatic framework where doing the right thing sometimes requires breaking the rules. When the war ends, the righteous side achieves total victory, yet the emotional tone of the epic feels exactly like a defeat. Almost everyone is dead. Yudhishthira ascends the throne consumed by guilt and psychological torment, staring at the sheer scale of the slaughter he ordered. The text offers a sobering observation. Time is always cooking us. The universe is entirely unpredictable, indifferent to human plans, and constantly breaking down what we build. The overwhelming melancholy of the victors proves there is no secret code. Even when you follow Dharma and win a just war, you will not find a tidy, happy ending. Nature does not give humans virtue as a default. The process of becoming a good person is a continuous, daily art form. Practicing this art requires intellectual humility. You have to constantly question your own motives and reject the comfort of absolute certainty. In a world polarized by zealots and cynics, acknowledging that goodness is a difficult, ongoing struggle offers a framework for an examined life.